Hey there, folks. Chris here from Heyo, and welcome to today's exclusive Heyo webinar called From Engagement to Sales, 3 Steps to Achieving Real ROI from Social Media. I am super psyched to be able to spend this time with you guys today and present this content for you. This is something, this is a topic, I should say, that is super important to me and is one that I feel really passionately about. So I've got a lot of great stuff to cover with you. Thank you to all of you who are checked in early and are ready to go. It is always really thrilling for me to talk to you guys live. I got the chance to chat with Sandra a moment ago in Los Angeles, who does marketing for hotels. I chatted with Virginia, who sells e-commerce goods online, consumer products specifically, and she is there in Fairfield County, Connecticut. I chatted with Catherine in St. Martin, who does online marketing. I chatted with Esther, who also is here to pick up some marketing skills. So it's great to chat with a few of you live, and a big shout out to everybody else who's already said hi in the GoToWebinar question. So that includes Jackie, Donna from Chicago, Tommy from Los Angeles, Tom from San Jose. A lot of Californians here today. That's awesome. Ella from the Netherlands, Ruth Ann, who is, let's see, where are you, Ruth Ann? In sunny Arizona. Awesome. Wolfgang from British Columbia, and so many others. We've got just about 100 people checked in live right now, so impossible to read all your names and still have time for the content. But thanks to everybody who is checked in and ready to go. So in the next 40 minutes, you will learn first how to attract and engage the right social media audience. Second, my favorite strategy for turning fans into leads. And finally, a step-by-step plan for nurturing those leads into sales. So by the end of this webinar, you should have an action plan for actually taking your social media fans and driving them from just engaging with you on stuff to actually closing sales and closing business, leading to real ROI. We're going to get to the how in just a few moments. But first off, I just want to introduce myself. My name is Chris Rieger. I run strategy here at Heyo. I'm at Chris Rieger on Twitter. That's Riegger, at Chris Rieger on Twitter. Heyo is a platform for creating very simple but very well-designed social media campaigns that build your email list and drive more engagement from your fans and followers. And we especially love small businesses, but we work with businesses of all size. And we have been featured in some pretty great publications, which has been a real honor. And that is just a little bit about myself. I always like to make sure you guys know, hey, who is this guy presenting the webinar? You know, what's his deal? So let me ask you guys a quick question. I'm going to flash a poll up, and I'd like to learn a little bit more about all of you as an audience. So let me ask you, who are you? Who are you? And take a moment, if you don't mind, to answer this poll. Are you a startup? Are you like a single person startup with less than $100,000 in revenue? Are you a small or medium-sized business with 1 to 10 employees? Would you consider yourself a large business with more than 10 employees and more than $500,000 in revenue? Or are you an agency working with clients? And that would be like Sandra in Los Angeles. She does marketing for hotels, so she's got clients she's working with. We had about 60% of you all vote, and I would love to see, could we get up to 80%? That would be pretty amazing. Can we get 80% of you to actually engage with this poll? Come on, we can do it. Okay, we're at 70%. I'm going to share these results, by the way, with everybody so you can see in aggregate what the audience makeup looks like. Okay, we got it. Awesome, up over 80%. So let me share those results. So here is who is on the webinar today. So about a third of you, 32%, would consider yourselves a single person startup. Another third of you, a small and medium business, with the remaining third-ish being split pretty evenly between large businesses and agencies. So 17% of you are agencies, 18% of you would consider yourselves a large business. So there you go. That is who's on the webinar today, and that kind of helps me get to know the audience a little bit better. So I really appreciate that. So let's go ahead and go right on. And we're going to start with how to attract and engage the right social media audience. So first, let's start by laying out a little bit about the strategy we're going to talk about today. You know, let me go back again to my conversation with Sandra. You know, Sandra said she's just trying to figure out, like, how do you calculate ROI from social media? She's like, I'm doing this work for my clients. I'm doing this social media work, and how do I show them the value of what we're doing? That is the goal. That's what we're trying to tackle today. Here's how I think about this. This is the social media funnel. Okay, this is how I think about this strategy and how we can achieve real ROI from social media. So at the top of the funnel, we've got fans. Fans that like us on social media platforms like Facebook, or they follow us. They might be called followers or connections, whatever they might be called, whether you're on Twitter or LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever. But these are people who've connected, who've chosen to connect with you on social media platforms. And quite often what we do is we have this fan base. Maybe it's 500, maybe it's 1,000, maybe it's 10,000 or more fans. Quite often we'll try to sell to them. So, how many of us have a business now or have worked with a business in the past where we were like posting sales pages to Facebook, we were tweeting out, links to checkout pages on Twitter or what have you, but we were actively selling to those fans. What I have found is the most successful funnel for me as it relates to social media is to take those fans and get them to take, not necessarily to buy from you, which would get them all the way through the funnel, right? The bottom of the funnel is always the sale, but to actually get them to take a somewhat smaller step and just opt in and become a lead. Okay, when you get those fans to become leads, they become a lead by providing you with contact information, like an email address or a phone number. Once they're a lead, then we can have further communication with them or otherwise nurture those leads, and then we can sell to them more effectively. Now, why do I like this funnel? Why is this the funnel that I'm presenting you today? So many of you have probably heard this principle before. It's a smart sales principle that says that if you can get someone to take a small action, they are exponentially more likely to take a second, larger action. Okay, if you can get them to take a small action, they are more likely to take a second, larger action. So instead of trying to get a fan to just buy from you on the social platform, I have found it's much more successful to get them to take a smaller action to provide you a little bit of contact information. And then they're more likely then, once they've done that, to actually buy from you. That's what I found to be true. So this is the funnel. This is the strategy I'm going to lay out to you today, and in 3 parts. First, we're going to talk about how to engender more engagement with your fans. Second, how to get them to opt in and become a lead. And third, how do we nurture those leads into sales? So let's dive right in. All right, let's start with part 1, how to attract and engage the right social media audience. So first of all, take a look at my screen real quick. Take a look at the equation on my screen, see if you guys can figure out what this means. Any ideas? Okay, cool. I didn't think so. That's okay. You guys, Lou says nope. Just remember this. I'm going to come back to this in a few slides. I'm going to decipher this for you. This is an extremely important equation when we're trying to figure out how to engage with our leads. So let's first talk about step 1 in engaging with our leads better is figuring out who our ideal user persona is. Who is our ideal customer persona? And there are a few things you want to think about as it relates to this person. First of all, what kind of content do they like to engage with? Does our audience love a clever, like an image, like a clever meme? Do they love video? Do they love simple text updates where they can, comment back a response? What type of content do they like to interact with? Next, what times of day can they be found online? Are they the type of person that jumps on Facebook when they're on their morning commute? Are they a full-time stay-at-home parent that doesn't touch the internet until they get their kids off to school and they sit down at 9:30 in the morning? Are they super busy entrepreneur that likes to browse Twitter when they unwind at 8, 9 o'clock p.m.? What times of day are they online? Next, what days of the week? Very, very similar, right? Are they more likely to be online on social networks on the weekend, during the week? What days of the week are they more likely to be online? And then finally, what are the demographics of this person? Do they live in a specific place? Do they have a specific education level? Do they make a certain amount of money? Are they male? Are they female? Like, what are the facts or the demographics about this ideal customer persona that you have? It's good to jot down a few notes before you even start thinking about the engagement piece to make sure you know who you are talking to. Here are some tools that I use to do just that. There are lots of social platforms out there. The two quote unquote oldest are Facebook and Twitter, and they both have the most well-developed ecosystems for business. And you can get good analytics from both Facebook and Twitter to figure out who is looking at your page. So you can see this little screenshot right here on the left side of my slide from Facebook Insights, and that'll tell you things like who are the people that have engaged with my content, what's my reach, geographic location, age, gender, etc. What times of day are people reading my content or engaging with my content? So that's extremely helpful. And Twitter has very good analytics as well. So I'd recommend going straight to the social platforms, especially Facebook and Twitter, to figure out some of these questions. So now that you have a good sense of who your user persona is, let's talk about some quick tips. I've got 3 tips for you. First of all, make sure you're mixing your content, especially if you're not exactly sure what types of content your audience likes to engage with. Make sure you mix both text as well as visual content like images and video, and then also make sure you include the occasional link. You might link to some news, a good piece of a fun article, another good piece of content, but make sure that you mix different types of content. Now, here's a fun example of doing that. This is the actor Will Smith. Does everybody know who Will Smith is, by the way? Tell me in the GoToWebinar questions, what's your favorite Will Smith movie? Do you have a favorite Will Smith movie? This is a good way to make sure that we all know who we're talking about here. Okay, Virginia drops a bomb. Virginia says, "I Am Legend." Holy, that movie scared the crap out of me, Virginia, for the record. Lou says, "Yeah, I know who Will Smith is." Donna says, "Independence Day." Matt says, "I Am Legend." Michael says, "Bad Boys," Men in Black. Awesome. He was great in Concussion. Jennifer, I haven't even seen that yet. Pursuit of Happiness was a real tearjerker. iRobot's my personal favorite. So here's some good examples. Okay, you guys got it, by the way. Yes, that is who we're talking about, that Will Smith. Catherine says the one with the sun. Yeah, that's I think the Pursuit of Happiness. That's a great one. Okay, so look at what Will Smith does. He mixes different types of content, right? He posts a funny picture of his SUV buried in snow and says, "I guess I won't be driving today." He sends out little text updates that says who or what inspires you and why? Just pondering, right? He just posts a simple question. And he shares videos. This is probably one of his upcoming movie trailers. So look, Will Smith, by the way, has millions of fans, is an extremely savvy business person and marketer, probably has a team of people working with him. They know this. They know to mix content, so make sure you're doing it too. By the way, people are still posting their favorite Will Smith movies. I love that. Okay, another tip. So tip number 1 was to mix content. And tip number 2, to engage your fans more, is to keep it timely. It is a fact that the more timely and relevant your content is, the more engagement, the more likes, the more comments, the more shares it's going to get. Keeping it timely means, for instance, talking about current events. If there's a major holiday happening, if there's a major news item happening, sharing news content. I don't know if you guys remember when, this is a couple years ago, this this bug was going around that was really bad. It was called, I think, the Heartbleed bug. It was like a computer bug, kind of like a virus type thing that people were really scared of. We posted an article about the Heartbleed bug here at Heyo, and it was just one of those things where it was a pretty common topic people were excited about. We posted a little link to an article about the Heartbleed bug, and it got shared 20 times, which for us at the time was quite a bit. So things that are topical, topics that are really current, maybe current events, etc., are important. You can also even tag those topics. So in this example, also from Will Smith, he says, "Wishing Sergio Aguero a victorious run in and he tags Copa America 2015 tournament." So this was a big sporting event that happened last year, the Copa America tournament, and he tagged this guy, Sergio Aguero. and he tagged the tournament. So he's real. I mean, he's doing something really smart, right? This is something that an event that people are thinking about. It's top of mind. Boom, he tags it, and it was, it was obviously really effective. So keep it timely. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3: show social proof. Don't tell people how great you are, and how liked and how respected your brand is. Don't say our brand is the best brand ever. Show them it's great, and the way you show them it's great, and the way you show them, it's trusted, is by showing social proof. So in this example, Will Smith says trademarking the hover hand selfie on the Graham Norton show, and he tags the Graham Norton show, and he's got this picture of him with this, I think, talk show audience right in the background. Now, I'm gonna take the little bit of a gamble here that none of us on the webinar, myself included, have a talk show, and so we can't reproduce this same picture. However, we don't have to. That's the beauty of this. We might be at an industry event like a conference or a trade show. We might be out to dinner with some clients. We might even be posting a testimonial from a customer. Anything you can do to show social proof is extremely helpful and drives a lot of engagement. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now we're back to our equation. After those 3 tips on how to drive more engagement, remember that's the top of our social media ROI funnel. We are now going to go back to our equation. That funky equation you looked at before is really, really important, because that's what drives the ranking of your content with many social media platforms. That includes Facebook, that now includes Instagram, and that is soon to include Twitter, for instance. And that basically means, what this means is that, well, let me take a step back. Every time a social media platform is launched, it basically shares content in time order. When you log in, or when one of your fans logs in to that network, they would just see content or posts in chronological order, the most recent posts at the top of their newsfeed. Well, as soon as the platform, and Facebook did this, and now Twitter's doing it, Instagram's doing it, others will follow, they all hit a point of critical mass where they now have more users and more content than they can realistically share in chronological order. So they try to sift and organize and surface the content they think you're most interested in. And this is how they figure out what they think you're most interested in: affinity, weight, and decay. Affinity means how much does that, let's use Facebook as an example, because they do this hardcore, right? We're all feeling it with Facebook reach, right? Facebook says, okay, how much does this person care about the business or individual that posted this content? And how they rank affinity is through a number of things: your relationship to the person posting, how often, and for you as a business, is this person a fan of that business? And how often does this person like, comment, or share other content, other posts from that business? So the more you can get your fans to like, comment, and share your stuff, the better reach you're going to have in the future. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That's affinity, right? That's affinity. Weight simply means maybe I don't like, comment, or share posts from Dave very often, but if Dave posts something and it's getting a ton of action from other people, that has what's called weight to Facebook. So Facebook says, okay, well, we better share this with Chris, because even though he doesn't engage with Dave's content often, this piece of content, this post looks pretty darn important, right? And then finally, decay. There is still an element of time. The more recent the content is, the more likely it is to be shared. So this is often called edge rank for Facebook. That's the name of Facebook's newsfeed algorithm. But the reason I share this is because as you're thinking about how you engage with your audience, with your fans, it's really important to know and understand this equation, because every social media platform either uses this now or will use it. Trust me, they will all curate content eventually. They have to. So that is how that works. That is how that works. It's important to know that. All right, now that you have kind of a sense of how you're going to be engaging your fans, who your ideal fan or your ideal customer is, it's time to actually put together your content strategy. So I highly recommend scheduling things out, making this easy and saying, okay, for instance, 9 a.m., I'm going to post an image every day. 12 p.m., I'm going to post a video. 5 p.m., I'm going to post a link. Okay, so take the time and actually calendar out a social media schedule of how you're going to engage with people. And you can tweak this as you go. You can always make changes. Right? But this is really important. And then we're going to get to this here in the next section, but I highly recommend running a campaign on a regular basis. So as frequently, if you want, as once a week, where you're holding a social media campaign or contest, a little event, and that you've got those calendared as well. On this date, I'm going to start my contest. On this date, I'm going to pick a winner. So adding those to your calendar is a really smart strategy. Here are some of the tools I use for the job when it comes to engaging on social media. All of these are platforms that either help suggest content for you to post and or schedule out content. Okay, Edgar, Post Planner, If This Then That, Hootsuite, Buffer, Social Oomph. These are all examples of good platforms out there that help you do that. Okay, cool. So with that, I want to have a quick check-in. In the GoToWebinar questions, if you're with me, type with me. You guys all following? You guys all tracking with me? Type in with me if you're with me. Sweet. Awesome. Look at the response. By the way, we're up to almost 150 people on the webinar, which is pretty awesome. You guys are the best audience ever, for the record. Okay, Bonnie, everyone says with you. Bonnie says with you. I need a social media team. Yeah, I know, Bonnie. It's a little daunting. Don't worry. We're gonna figure out how to make this easy. Okay. So let's dive into part 2. This is my favorite strategy for turning fans into leads. So if you can imagine now, you've got some fans. You've now got a strategy for pumping out content and engaging with those fans and picking up some new ones, right? So you've got the top of the funnel working. Now we want to move folks down the funnel. And we're going to do that by getting them to take a small step and opt in and become a lead. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Okay, so with that, what could we do? Well, we can launch a social campaign. This is my favorite strategy for turning a fan into a lead. And it is extremely effective. I'm going to show you some examples of how this has worked for other businesses like yours. But let's actually quickly talk through what I found to be the 6 critical components of running a social campaign. Okay, first is brand awareness. Don't assume that the person looking at your contest landing page knows it's from your brand. You want to connect the dots for them. They liked your brand on social. That's how they found it. That's how they found your contest landing page. Make sure your brand is front and center. That's number 1. Number 2, make sure you pick a really strong incentive. This is the prize. This is the thing you're giving away. So make sure that you pick an incentive that is both compelling and super relevant to your ideal fan. Remember that persona you wrote down? Who they are, what their demographics are, when they're online, all that kind of stuff. This is the person you're trying to target with this contest, with this campaign. Okay, cool. So you want to make sure you pick a really strong incentive. By the way, pro tip here would be don't give something away that's too generic, like an iPad or an Amazon gift card. Okay, it's not targeted enough for your business. You're not going to end up with the best leads you could get. Okay, tip number 3, use a 10-day countdown timer. You want to drive some urgency. You want to get people to opt in. The internet is full of distractions, including everything, including baby hedgehog videos. So make sure that you have a 10-day countdown on the page to drive some good engagement and get people to take action right away. Number 4, this is so basic, but so many people get this wrong. Make it really easy to enter. So you're getting people to opt in and become a lead. So you need to collect at least an email address. So you need a little opt-in form somewhere on the page. Make it really clear. Make it really easy. Use a nice bright orange button. You want to make that simple. Also, a pro tip here would be that you can, more on this later, you can connect your campaign landing page to your email marketing platform so that you can immediately start emailing those new leads. Again, more on this in a few minutes. Number 5, turn your fans into marketers. You want to make sure you have options to like, share, and tweet your contest page directly on the page. Directly on the page. Okay, here's why this is so important. Let's say this is Paul. Everybody watch my screen. Make sure you're looking at what I'm doing real quick. Let's say this is Paul, okay? Meet Paul. Hi, Paul. He's a faceless icon, but he seems like a nice guy. He enters your contest, okay? And he shares and tweets it out to all of his followers. Let's say that Paul has 250 fans and followers on social media, which is a very reasonable number. And of those 250, 5 of them choose, okay? 5 of them choose to act, that's 2%, choose to actually opt in and enter the same contest. Each of them then likes, shares, and tweets your contest out to their fans, their friends and followers. And they've each got about 250. So each of them gets another 5 people, right, to opt in and join and enter the contest. Now you can see what I'm getting at. Like, this is the power of social media. We want to turn our fans into a marketing force by having some really smart sharing options directly on the page. Check out your campaign's reach. Boom. Okay, so that's the why behind number 5. Number 6, make it mobile friendly. Take a look at the stats real quick on this slide. Is it any wonder that it is so important to make sure your campaign is mobile, not just mobile viewable, not just able to be seen on mobile, but actually mobile friendly, mobile responsive. 52% of Facebook users are only using Facebook for mobile. Only. And there are 1.6 billion active Facebook mobile users and 400 million active Instagram mobile users. It is super, super important that your campaign is mobile friendly. I would say it's critical. You're going to miss out on half your leads if it's not. Trust me. So let's take a look at some examples of when these 6 things are hit, right? When these 6 tips I just ran through are hit, here's what can happen. Here is Stein Home Improvement. They are a small hardware store, family-owned hardware store chain in Louisiana. They ran the same social campaign we just looked at, same layout, same template, 18,846 impressions, had a 34.6% conversion rate, walked away with 6,500 new email leads with all organic marketing. Lake Lovers in the UK had over 8,500 impressions and 4,800 new email leads with a 56% conversion rate. A 56% conversion rate. Here is Gorin Brothers. Gorin Brothers, a hat making company based on the West Coast. Maybe some of you Californians have heard of them. Also ran a sweepstakes and had over 10,000 impressions and over 8,400 new emails. This is one of the highest converting campaigns I've ever seen, 78%. Now that might seem astronomically high. By the way, here's one more. I Love Camping, just a simple camping fan website. They put together this little prize pack, stood up a sweepstakes, got over 2,400 new email leads. Now, these types of campaigns are what I would call a giveaway or a sweepstakes. We see these convert at about 20% and higher. So while these numbers seem really big, you could easily get 15, 20 out of every 100 people looking at the campaign to enter. Sarah asked the question, doesn't Facebook frown on contests where qualifying contest entries are contingent on likes or shares, or have I got that wrong? Sarah, they do. You can't require a like or a share, but you can ask for it. You can say, hey, why don't you also click to like, click to share, click to tweet? Chris asked the question, ROI? Yeah, Chris, it's coming. Don't worry. Don't worry, it's coming. Okay, so far you've learned how to attract and engage the right social media audience and my favorite strategy for turning fans into leads. Stay tuned for a step-by-step plan for nurturing those leads into sales. Chris, that's where we're going to get to ROI on this funnel and live Q&A. But first, you guys have a quick decision to make. Do you want to see how to build a social contest? I can show you right now how to actually create one of these social contests very easily. Just tell me yes in the GoToWebinar questions if you want me to, or type skip if you want me to skip it and move on. Okay, cool. Lots of yeses. To be fair, Tom says skip and Benjamin says skip, but I'm seeing mostly, almost entirely yeses. Okay, I'll do this really quickly, guys. I'm seeing like 90+% yeses and a few skips. So the folks who said skip, I'm going to move quickly and we'll get to nurturing leads into sales in just a moment. And that is, you won't want to miss that, I promise. Okay, cool. So tell me real quick in the GoToWebinar questions, guys. I would love to use one of your actual businesses as an example. If you have a URL, if you've got a website for your business, pop it into the GoToWebinar questions, just like you've been doing this whole time. And I will pick one and use it as an example. So cool. I'm taking a look right now. You guys have some very cool businesses, by the way. I'm like LMT Success Group, Canadian Musician, Hive Mind Inc. Interesting. I wonder what that is. So cool. All right, cool. I'm going to go with and there are a lot of great options here. RS development. Okay, this is pretty cool. Just waiting on a website to load, guys. You guys are awesome for hanging in there. Okay, this is kind of neat. I'm gonna use this example. This is Matt's business called seaheritage.com, antique nautical maps and charts. Let me see if I can get let me see if I can actually get Matt live real quick. Matt, can I use your business, man? Hey Matt, this is Chris. I've unmuted you. Are you there? Hey Matt, I've got you. Are you there?
Hello?
Hey Matt, how are you doing, man? Matt. Okay. I don't think Matt realizes his mic was working, but that's okay. Matt, I'm gonna go ahead and use this business as an example. I promised I'd move quickly, so I'm gonna go ahead and move right along. So here's what I'm gonna do. There are lots of platforms you could use to create a social contest very quickly. I'm going to use Heyo. Obviously, that's the platform I know best. So I'm gonna go ahead and click Create a Campaign. I'm gonna call this my, I used to type Spring Giveaway, but holy cow, it's almost this, basically is the summer, just about. So I'm going to type Summer Sweepstakes. And here I've got a bunch of options, and I'm going to select contests and the sweepstakes template. And this is the template I'm going to use to set up a little campaign for Matt's business. I'm going to click Save and start editing, and I am off to the races. So here's how this works. It's really simple. Again, just watch my screen to kind of see how this goes. I hover over the campaign canvas. You can see it's a template, and there are these little widgets that highlight. And I simply click on each widget, and then I can customize it using this task pane on the right-hand side. Very, very easy. So let me go back to Matt's website. It looks like Matt sells antique nautical maps and charts at seaheritage.com. This is pretty neat. So I'm going to go ahead and first of all, I want to grab this image. I'm going to right click it, copy the image address. because I want to put Matt's logo right here at the top left. Remember, branding is really important here. So boom, I just pasted it in. It looks great. Looks great. Okay, cool. I'll click Save Changes. That was the header image. Next on the list, contest end date. Now I can click this and I can customize the specific date and time I want my contest to end. We automatically default to a 10-day timer, which I think is best for a sweepstakes. I'm going to leave that exactly where it is. Next, sign up form. We want to make it really clear to enter. I recommend not asking for too much information here, because honestly, if you do, it's just going to hurt your conversion rate. Don't ask for like 4 or 5 pieces of information. Maybe just email address, maybe name and email address is usually good enough. Now, in the GoToWebinar questions, let me know, folks, what email marketing platform do you use? Do you use MailChimp? Do you use Constant Contact, Aweber, Mad Mimi? What email marketing platform do you guys use? Let me know in the GoToWebinar questions. Okay, Virginia says Aweber, Michael, MailChimp, Donna, Aweber, GetResponse, MailChimp, Bronto. Quinn uses Bronto. I've heard of Bronto, Quinn. Wix, Infusionsoft. Sweet. So most of the platforms you guys named, we actually integrate with. You can see the list right here on the right-hand side of my screen. All the major ones are integration partners. So you simply, again, as a pro tip, click the tool the platform you want to connect with. You'll be prompted to enter your credentials for that platform. We'll then sync to that platform, and you can grab, select the list you want leads placed in. And then as new people enter your contest, boom, they'll automatically be put right in the list of your choosing. So you can see I connected this to MailChimp. I picked my test list. Okay, I can add fields. I can make this, customize this contest page and make it really, really simple. I'll do that. Let's say I want name to be up there. Okay, I click Save Changes, and there's my entry form. It's all set up for me. Next are share settings down here at the bottom left. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road, right? Because we want to make it really easy for people to share our contest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, first of all, I can type in the Facebook page to like. So here, let's see if we can grab Matt's Facebook page URL. Perfect. He's got about 500 fans. Looks great. This is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and paste in his Facebook page to like. Okay, right there. So now, as people opt into the contest, they'll also have the option to become a Facebook fan if they're not already. I'm going to leave URL to share blank, because candidly, if you do leave it blank, Heyo will automatically default to sharing this contest page. That's what it says there in that little note in blue. So I'm going to leave that blank. But the share tweet text I want to customize, because it's just got some sample text in there right now. And I'm just going to say, I just entered to win this awesome antique map. Check it out, ... Awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and click Save Changes, and that's done. Next, and this is maybe the most important thing on the page, is the actual contest image. This is the first thing that people will see when they hit this contest page. You want to make sure it's really bright and inviting and clearly communicates the prize, what you're giving away, what the incentive is. So let's take a look at Matt's website, and let's pick something really simple, like, ooh, I'm a New Yorker, or I lived in New York for about almost a decade. So this picture of the New York Bay Harbor looks really cool. It's taking a little while to come in, but let's see. Ooh, neat. Kind of zoom in there. So that looks really cool. I like that. Let's see what other stuff we've got. In fact, you know what? Maybe I'll just grab that. Now, I would probably want to add some copy to this, but I'm just going to go ahead and, just because we want to make this simple, I'm going to capture a little image of that. Awesome, there it is. I'm going to put that on my desktop. And let's go back and let's actually drop that in. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I click the image. Now it's on my desktop, so this time I'm going to click Upload. select my screenshot. And I know this isn't going to look amazingly fantastic, but hopefully this kind of illustrates well how this works, right? I'm just going to upload that image and give my slow internet connection just a chance to catch up. So cool. So there's my image, right? Boom. And then I'll click Save Changes. So that was my contest image. And then finally, I have this little text area where I can type in some marketing copy. I can type in some rules and make this look exactly how I want, which is really great. I'm going to say, enter your email to win. And now I can edit this. I can make this larger. I can change the font color. Let's make this like a pretty bold red. I can actually change the font type. So I've got a bunch of cool font options here. Let's go with like a Montserrat. Okay, cool. It's actually not looking half bad. It's actually not looking half bad. So now, here I am. I promised I'd move quickly, so let's keep moving right along. Once my contest page is set up, I'm going to click Save and Preview at the bottom right. I have a chance to kind of look it over before I move on. Let me see if I can get Matt live one more time. Maybe Matt figured his microphone out. Matt, I'm going to unmute you. Be ready. Hey, Matt, I've unmuted you. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
I sure can, man. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
Good. So this is a cool business. This is your site, huh?
Yep.
Very
Thank you
cool.
very much.
Yeah, you bet. So now look, I just totally whipped this together as a demonstration, but doesn't look half bad, right?
No, yeah, I think it's pretty sharp. It seems very intuitive, very easy to use.
Cool. Now, do you remember, like I walked through quickly those 6 things that I found to be most important when running one of these. Do you remember what number 6 was by chance?
Oh Lord.
That's okay. I'll give you a hint. It had something to do with mobile.
You got me on the spot. I don't know.
That's
Sorry.
all right. That's okay. I totally am putting you on the spot. Number 6 was to make it mobile friendly. Now,
Yes.
if you recall, like more than half of all your potential leads from a campaign like this are going to come from mobile.
Correct.
Oh, by the way, you had a bunch of people backing you up. Sarah says make it mobile friendly. Tom says mobile friendly. Awesome, mobile responsive. So you guys got it. You guys got it. So so that's exactly right. So check this out. So here's our little campaign. We just designed this once. I'm just going to click this button. Boom. So there is the mobile version of your campaign. Totally responsive, ready to go. We've got your Facebook page. There's your 477 fans ready to go. And it's fully mobile responsive. Yeah, so that is so important. In 2016, more internet traffic comes from mobile and tablet than from computers, especially mobile. So it's really, really important that is mobile responsive and good to go. So you are 100% covered there, and you want to make sure your campaign is mobile friendly. So awesome. Well, Matt, thank you so much for letting me use your business, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you betcha. Awesome. Glad we were able to get Matt on the line there. So there you go. So finally, I'm going to go ahead and publish the campaign. Select the page. I'll just publish this to a little test page I have set up. And Heyo will give me the smart URL, and I can just grab this, and this is the link that I'll want to use whenever I promote my campaign. The reason is, it's literally a URL with a brain. It knows what device I'm on, and it will always show me the right version of the campaign, no matter what device I'm on. So again, if I'm on a computer like the one I'm on now, boom, it took me to Facebook. If I'm on a mobile phone, it's going to show me that mobile version. Yeah, so Sarah says, in Heyo, does that just involve making sure publish to mobile is clicked? Yeah, you just want to make sure that publish to mobile right there, Sarah, is selected. Okay, awesome. So you guys are great. That is how you build a social contest. All right, we're going to try this one more time. Are you guys still with me? We've got what's up next is a step-by-step plan for nurturing leads into sales. If you're still with me, type with you in the GoToWebinar questions. If you're still with me, type with you in the GoToWebinar questions. With you, with you, with you. Ronnie says, step on up. All right. Roger says, where do you put that link created by Heyo? Roger, anywhere that you want to promote your campaign. That's the link you'll want to use to link to your contest page. Okay? Chris says, I don't follow instructions well. Chris, you're doing great. Okay, cool. So let's keep right on rolling ahead. So now, if you can imagine that first funnel page I showed you, right? We talked about engagement and how to stimulate more engagement. Now we just talked about a method, running a social campaign or a social contest to nurture those fans into leads, get them further down the funnel by taking a small step. Now we're going to talk about how to nurture those leads into actual sales. And I'm going to use a case study for this. So this is one that will appeal to Virginia, who's in e-commerce. Virginia, my friend there in Fairfield County, Connecticut. This is Solo Stove. Solo Stove is a small company, independently, privately owned, that sells very cool little backpacking stoves. You can see some pictures here on my slide, online at solostove.com. And they're a customer of Heyo, which is how I even know about them, and I'm able to show some of this data with you. They ran a very small campaign. When I say small, they didn't have a massive reach. They were just a small company. They ran a sweepstakes campaign through social media. They had over 1,000 impressions. They captured 474 emails. So they had a 46% conversion rate. It was very successful. Okay. Jeff, who runs Solo Stove, was super excited about it. So here is how they did it. We're going to use Solo Stove as our case study. How did Solo Stove, what are the steps they took to actually nurture fans through to leads that then bought from them? Okay. Maria, yes, this is an actual landing page that has been created, just like I just did one for Matt. Okay, so let's quickly go through these 5 steps, how to nurture leads into sales. Step 1, build and publish your contest. I just showed you how to do that, okay? Whether you use Heyo or somebody else, make sure it's super easy, make sure it's mobile responsive, okay? Build and publish your contest, okay? Step 2, set up your thank you email. This is exactly what Solo Stove did. They had a little email. Remember how I showed you how to connect your email marketing platform to your contest page? They did that, and they had this little email that went out that just thanked folks for entering. So if I entered Solo Stove's contest, I immediately got this email that said, hey there, thanks for entering, blah, blah, blah. That email did 3 things, and these are critical. First of all, it thanked them for entering. Okay, you can see these right at the bottom of my slide. Second, it prepared them for receiving more email. Notice that they say here, we'll be announcing the winner on Friday, May 16th, so be sure to watch your inbox. Okay, prepare them for receiving more email. And finally, third, offer an opportunity to connect. You don't want to be overly promotional with this email, but you want to offer them an opportunity to connect. In the meantime, you might enjoy reading about the science of how our camp stoves work so well. Enjoy. So isn't that awesome? Okay, so they actually had this simple little email put together. And those were the 3 things they did with their thank you email. That's step 2. Okay, now step 3. Step 3 finally is next, you promote your contest. Okay, this seems so simple, so important. Do a good job, promote it really well. I would recommend doing at least these 3 things. Promote organically on social media to your fans and followers, right? That's who we're trying to tap into most. Second, promote anywhere else that you have an audience, your website, if you've got visitors there, if you've got blog subscribers, if you have an in-house email list, promote anywhere else that you have an audience. Third, consider well-targeted ads like Facebook ads. So promote your contest. That's step 3. Step 4, when the contest is over, send a wrap-up email. So let's say you had 100 people enter the contest, just to use a nice round number. Okay, 1 person wins. The other 99 get this email. Okay, this is a wrap-up email, and it should do 3 things. First of all, it should communicate that those 99 people that they didn't win in a polite way. It should remind them about future emails, and it should offer a coupon code. So this is our first step at being a little bit more promotional. Okay, so look at Solo Stove's email. Hi, Solo Stove friend. Our recent Solo Stove giveaway sweepstakes has come to an end. and the winner has been posted. Unfortunately, you did not win. However, we plan on having several more contests and giveaways throughout the year, so they reminded about future emails. Please continue to check for email. Finally, they say, as a token of our appreciation for your entry, we would like to invite you to enjoy 10% off your next purchase. Simply enter code SWEEPS10 at checkout, and there's a big orange call to action button to visit their online store. Very, very smart strategy. Virginia, my e-commerce friend, I hope you're taking note here. So that's step 4. Now that the contest is over and we've sent the wrap-up email, you'll never guess what step 5 is. Actually, you probably will. It's to continue to nurture and sell with email. And this is exactly what Solo Stove did. Here are 2 examples of follow-up emails that they sent out to their contest entrants. You can send out special offers, you can invite them to other contests, or you can nurture them with other interesting content. So why can you do this? Well, guess what? They've become a lead now. They're not just following you on social, where they want to connect with their friends and look at fun, videos of baby hedgehogs. They've opted in and said, yeah, I want to, I want in on this campaign. Here's my contact information. And now you've got permission to market to them through email as well. And so this was extremely successful for Solo Stove. They closed thousands of dollars of additional retail sales through their online store to those same few hundred fans. Let me show you a second case study of another business that used this exact same funnel. This is Scoot Boot. It's a really funny name, and it's kind of a funny product, but it is really cool. And those of you who are into horseback riding, I've at least been horseback riding. I wouldn't say I'm into horseback riding, but I've been. This is like a new take on horseshoes, basically, right? These are these like athletic shoes for horses that are supposedly way better. And I would imagine that they are. So that's what Scoot Boot sells. They ran a campaign. They promoted the heck out of it. Check this out. This was the same template. You'll notice a very similar layout. They had 8,500 plus impressions. They captured 3,868 new emails, and then they used these same follow-up strategies with those new email leads, and they converted over $50,000 in new sales. This is one case where we were able to actually talk to the end customer and find out how much additional revenue that they generated. So Chris asked the question, what about ROI? Chris, this is how we figure it out, right? If you can imagine, if you've got 100 fans, like here's how you calculate that ROI. If you've got 100 fans on social media, and you can get 10% of them to opt in and become a lead. So you've got now 10 of those 100 fans have become a lead. And if you can get, on average, 1 of those 10 to buy from you, right? And let's say your average order size is $100, or maybe you know what your average customer value is, lifetime value is, you can now calculate an ROI on your social media fans. Pretty darn cool. This is the strategy that I found to be most successful when it comes to realizing revenue from social media. Get your fans to take a small step by opting in and becoming a lead, and then sell to them over email. Okay, so far you've learned how to attract and engage the right social media audience, my favorite strategy for turning fans into leads, and a step-by-step plan for nurturing leads into sales. That whole funnel we talked about. So stay tuned, we're going to have some live Q&A. Next, I want to ask you, yes or no in the GoToWebinar questions, have you learned at least 2 new things today? Have you learned at least 2 new things today? If yes, please type yes. I love capital letters and exclamation points and little emoji if you can figure out how to do that. Some people figure out how to do that in GoToWebinar. I'm still impressed by it. If not, type no, and that's okay. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of yeses. Virginia says, yes, I have a lot of work to do. NR says 5 new things. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. Chris says, get into selling horseshoes. Hey, man, maybe that's a good market. Awesome. You guys are great. You guys are great. So I would love to share with you, this is what Heyo does, right? Like we enable these types of campaigns. I would love to share with you what our pricing structure is. And candidly, I've put together a little bit of a special offer for you guys, and you have been an amazing audience. So Type bonus in the GoToWebinar questions if you'd like me to cover Heyo pricing. Type bonus in the GoToWebinar questions if you'd like me to cover Heyo pricing, and share this special offer I've got. If not, feel free to type skip, and that's okay. Awesome. Kelly, Cheyenne, Laura, Rafaela, Catherine, Ray, Mark, bonus, bonus, bonus. Awesome. Catherine says, hope it's cheap. Okay, it's all right. Bonus, bonus, bonus. Okay, awesome. Oh, only, okay. Ruth and Donna say skip. Donna says skip, already a customer. Okay, I'll be quick, guys. Doug says, sure, bonus away. All right, here's the deal, guys. Watch my screen. Here's what's included in every Heyo package. You can launch up to 3 campaigns at a time. You've got access to photo and video contest templates. We didn't even talk about these. This is a whole other strategy you can leverage. It's extremely, it's a smart strategy, especially for getting engagement. You've got access to those giveaway and sweepstakes templates. That's extremely important. It's the highest converting template that we have. That sweepstakes template, the highest converting template that we have. You've got access to lead gen templates. For instance, if you want to give away a free download or a free piece of content, you can do that. You've got direct email marketing integrations with all of the largest email marketing platforms like MailChimp, Aweber, etc. So important, probably most important. You've got mobile versions of your campaigns to capture mobile leads. Remember, you're going to miss out on half your leads if you're not mobile friendly. Heyo is designed for beginners. It's got a simple user interface. You don't need to know you don't need to code. It's just drag and drop. Hopefully you guys saw that. Hopefully you guys saw that when I was demoing it. Sometimes I worry that you probably think I make it look easy, but it really is pretty easy. Like Matt said, it's pretty intuitive. Heyo is an approved application that integrates directly with Facebook. So if you want to publish as a Facebook app, you can. And of course, we have super responsive customer support. Now, as a bonus, so that's what everybody gets when you sign up for Heyo. But as a bonus for attending this webinar, if you buy right now, then here's what I'm going to give you. We will feature your business in a blog post. The Heyo blog has over 50,000 monthly readers. We have 7,000 people subscribe to the blog via email, and we promote every single blog post to that audience. So we will feature your business in a blog post. This is probably the coolest. I'm leading with my biggest offer here. So I think the coolest thing that we offer in this little package is a free blog post. Access to a live training called How to Run a Successful Contest. So I set up a special live, it's a webinar like this, a special live call, live training, 1 week from today, just for everybody who buys on this webinar. And I'm going to explain to you in more detail how to use Heyo successfully, because I want to make sure that you guys get started off on the right foot. I'm going to send you a PDF guide on picking the right prize. This is, and it includes 11 high converting ideas that you can copy. It's a question we get all the time. A lot of people struggle knowing what type of prize to give away. I'm going to just share this guide with you that we wrote, and it's really helpful. You've got access to our invite-only mastermind group on Facebook. We've got an awesome Facebook group full of all the Heyo power users. They're extremely helpful. And it's almost like having another customer support channel because they give great ideas. They can help you with the product. They can help you run a successful contest. They're great. It's a good bunch of people. A downloadable PDF of this information-packed slide deck, a free ebook that Brooks from our team wrote called The Secret to Stunning Visual Content. He's supremely geeked out writing this ebook that is all about how to make your images stand out more on social media. And that is something we all need to know how to do. There are things you can do to make your images more appealing to the human eye, or the human brain, if you will. And then a free 30-minute video course called How to Discover Content the Newsfeed Loves. That's like at the top of our funnel that we covered today, right? Is getting more engagement, getting more people into the funnel as fans. And this video will explain to you how to do it. So here's everything that you get. On the left is everything you get with Heyo. On the right are all the bonuses I'm offering today. All you do is pay $30 per month. Catherine, that's pretty cheap. You go to heyo.com/buy, heyo.com/BUY to sign up. And this is not like a contract in any way. This is a month-to-month plan that you can cancel anytime. What's more, we also offer a 30-day, 100% risk-free guarantee, no questions asked. I want to make sure that everybody who signs up on this webinar is super comfortable and, again, feels really confident in going in and purchasing the bonus offer today. And if you don't, then that's why we have this risk-free guarantee, so that you feel more comfortable and you can purchase in confidence, knowing we've got your back. Anytime in the next 30 days, you'd only pay $30 today for your first month, but anytime in the next 30 days, if you choose to cancel, then you just cancel and we give you your $30 back, no questions asked, and you keep the bonuses. Now, some of you are probably wondering, Chris, what is the matter with you? I could sign up for this, cancel in 2 weeks, and then just keep the bonuses, especially all those PDFs and stuff. And is that true? Yes, that technically is true. However, what I will tell you is, I think people are fundamentally good, and I would rather you guys, again, feel super comfortable and confident in buying, and I'm okay risking, risking a few bonuses here and there. So there you go. I have got 10 of these bonus offers. I've got some fixed costs with this bonus package, especially with the free blog post. So you go to heyo.com/buy to purchase the plan. heyo.com/BUY, and you'll see a little checkout page, and you will be good to go. Let me just show you real quick, make sure you guys are all on the same page here. So here's what you'll do, right? If you watch my screen, I'm just going to walk you through. You go to heyo.com/BUY. You'll see this checkout page. If you choose to pay annually, you can. You get an even bigger discount, but you just click pay monthly if you want to get it for $30 a month right there. And then you fill out the info to check out. That's it. That's how you do it. Okay, and with that, we are going to go ahead and get to a few Q&A, a few questions. So I'll let you guys just kind of simmer on that offer. It's there if you want it. You guys have been an amazing audience. And now I want to make whatever time I've got, whatever time I need to answer your questions. So let's do that. Sarah asks a great question. Is Heyo just compatible as a contest platform for Facebook, or can Heyo's contest platform be used to run a contest on my website only? Yeah, Sarah, you absolutely can do that. You can choose with Heyo to publish to Facebook, to publish to web, and or to publish to mobile. It's totally up to you. You don't have to publish everywhere. You could publish it just to web or just to web and mobile. That's not a problem at all. It's not a problem at all. Chris says, gotta run. Thanks, Chris. Thank you for joining. Great to have you. Can we see the page with the bonuses again? Yeah, of course. There you go. How's that, Kim? By the way, if you had questions throughout the webinar, go ahead and pop them into GoToWebinar, the GoToWebinar questions panel again, because I want to make sure I get to all the important ones. They're all important. I just want to make sure I get to them all. Okay, cool. Can this work with LinkedIn? Eddie, absolutely. We have lots of clients using LinkedIn. LinkedIn groups are a very popular place to promote your contest if it's well targeted. So that smart URL that you get with Heyo can be pasted anywhere. Like, meaning it can be promoted anywhere. You can promote it on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, on your website. Ronnie asked the question. He says, I'll need to double check if this can be used for financial services. It can, Ronnie. We have banks and credit unions and lots of financial companies that use us for campaigns. What's a good contact number? I tell you what, any of you that have Ronnie or others who have trouble checking out or have got questions, in the questions panel, pop in your phone number. I'll give you a call after the webinar. I don't mind a bit. All right, cool. I got a few more questions. Maria says, "Hey Chris, love this product. We just moved over to Infusionsoft. Awesome. We integrate with Infusionsoft, Maria, so when you're ready, we'll be here for you." Michael says, "Suggestions for non-e-commerce businesses, especially service entertainment industry." Suggestions for what, Michael? Are you looking for like a prize suggestion? We've got tons of folks in the music and entertainment industry that use Heyo. They give away free tickets. They give away exclusive experiences, autographed albums, lots of stuff. I want to say hi to Kim real quick if I can. See if I can find Kim. I'm going to unmute Kim here. Hi, Kim. I've unmuted you. Are you there?
Yes, hi.
Kim, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Where are you joining from?
Tallahassee, Florida.
Tallahassee. Okay, finally someone else on the East Coast. I've got all these Californians here. Good. And lots of great people internationally, obviously, as well. So, Kim, what did you think of the content on the webinar today?
It looks good. I've been wanting to do a contest, so I'm excited.
Awesome. And let me ask, why did you decide to jump in and actually grab this offer at heyo.com/buy?
It just looks really easy. I think you explained it well, and I like the case studies.
Good. I'm so glad. Yeah, I always find it's really helpful to actually see how other businesses have accomplished what I'm trying to accomplish. Right? Like
Absolutely.
it's good. Yeah, it's good to have models. Well, I'm excited, and you're going to get the bonus email this evening. And
Great.
I'm excited to have you on my little special help call next week, and we'll walk through how to do this in even more detail.
Yay. Okay, me too.
Yeah,
Thanks.
awesome. Yeah, thank you, Kim, and welcome to Heyo. Awesome. Um, Lee asked the question, does this platform work with Houzz, Houzz? Lee, I'm not super sure what Houzz is. I'm assuming it's some kind of email marketing platform. Here's what I'll tell you. Um, I if you don't see your email marketing platform listed as one of the ones that we integrate with, then what I would tell you is you can always download your leads. Like basically, Heyo stores all your leads for you, and you can always download them straight to a CSV file from Heyo. Okay, folks, I just checked the numbers, and I got to be honest here with my numbers. I've had 5 people take up the offer, so we have 5 left. I'm just going to change that to a 5. Okay, cool. I'm going to take some more questions. Matt says, I lied. My favorite Will Smith movie is 6 Degrees of Separation. I've never seen that one, Matt. I bet I've heard great things about it, but I'm sure that's great. I'm sure that's great. Okay, let's see. Okay, cool. Maria says, does the landing page live on Heyo's server, or do we host it on our local site? Great question, Maria. Here's how we do it is whenever you publish a campaign with Heyo to web, we host it on our own server, on a Heyo server. We give you the smart URL, and you can either promote it directly as a standalone web landing page, or we can help you iframe it into your own website, or even, we've got some different ways that we can help you change the URL to that page if you want to kind of market it under your own domain. So hopefully that's helpful. Okay, Shilpa says, thanks for the webinar. Loved it. I didn't get to make notes of all the important points. Will there be a recording? You got it, Shilpa. Yes, there will. I will send out the recording probably tomorrow morning. Oh, great question from Benjamin. Benjamin asks the question, he says, what would you say is the most important social media channel for a creative design-related business? Such a good question. So the obvious or the easy answer is it depends, right, Benjamin? But I would say that as a sort of creative design individual, I would imagine that the channels that are more targeted and more focused on visual content would be your best bet. And so I immediately think of Instagram and Pinterest as potentially your best channels on social media. Instagram's a little tricky to actually promote as a business because you can't paste a link into an Instagram post. It really is all about the images, but for that reason, I think it would work well for you. Tom says, is there a Heyo app that can be put on your WordPress theme to drive traffic to your website? Yeah, Tom, any campaign can be placed on your WordPress site, any Heyo campaign. Catherine says that she tried mobile opt-in, but haven't made a penny. How would this be different? I don't know mobile opt-in, Catherine. I can't speak to the differences. What I will tell you is Heyo is a great platform. We help thousands of businesses launch these campaigns successfully. If you felt comfortable, wanted to jump in, it's only $30 a month. You can cancel anytime. Okay, Melissa asked a question. She said, great question. She says, how many channels can run off one license? I have 5 different brands running separately. Is the 3 offers max across the board? Yeah, so it's across the board. So Melissa, what this means is with this account, with this offer, then you can have 3 campaigns running at the same time, but they can be across 3 different businesses. That's okay. What I would recommend is actually grabbing this offer if you're comfortable. And then if we need to upgrade you to increase your capacity, we can, but you get all the great bonuses if you grab this one, candidly. Erwin says, hey, these look great for B2C with these contests, but will they work for B2B? Absolutely, Erwin. What I'll tell you is getting the prize or the incentive just right for B2B is really, really important. You want to make sure that you pick a prize, pick an incentive that is really relevant to your target audience and really compelling. You want it to be really exciting. So you want to make sure that you've got an option there that is great. So for instance, if you're like an accountant, don't give away a free tax consultation. Give away something like a free round of golf or something that's not specific to your business, but is going to attract the right type of clientele. So thinking about the prize is especially important for B2B. Nope, Laura asked the question, is this a month-by-month deal? Totally is, Laura. It's just $30. Today, if you sign up for the bonus, you'll be charged $30. And if you cancel anytime in the next 30 days, we give you your $30 back. Eddie says, you guys have lots of questions. This is awesome. How do we get the original email addresses? So Eddie, anybody who signs up or who opts in for your campaign, we always store those email addresses for you. And so we'll always make them available to you. You can download them anytime. Let me go back to this page that lists out the bonuses. Somebody asked to see that. Okay, Matt and anybody else who's having a hard time checking out, please please go ahead and paste in your phone number, or excuse me, message me your phone number through GoToWebinar, and I'll give you a call. We'll get it figured out. I don't want you to miss out on the bonuses if you're struggling to check out for some reason. Yeah, Ray, no problem. I'm happy to give you a call after the webinar. Yeah, it sounds like it would work. So Houzz, H-O-U-Z-Z, you can use that smart URL. Should be able. And if you can paste a link in Houzz, then it's compatible with Heyo. Catherine, yes, we have a great support team. Support@heyo.com is our main channel. The thing I'll say about our customer care team is they're great not just with technical support, but with social media advice as well. Whoa, the questions just keep coming. You guys are awesome. Liliana, we gotcha. Just want to make sure you're comfortable. Okay, so um, what other questions do you guys have? Go ahead and paste them into the GoToWebinar questions. I'm going to see if I can say hi to Liliana real quick. Liliana, I'm going to unmute you. Get ready. Hey, Liliana, I've unmuted you. Are you there?
Okay, yes, I'm here.
Liliana, how did you enjoy the webinar today?
Great, wonderful. You know, I sometimes like get into these things, but then I just don't do it because I'm too busy. So I have to get committed to doing it this time.
Good. Yeah, I was going to ask, how did you enjoy the content for the webinar? Did the strategy make sense for you?
Yes, yes, it does. I have to kind of apply it to the different circumstances that I have in hand. But yes, I think I'm going to be able to do it this time.
Awesome. Fantastic. Now, why did you decide to go and grab the offer at heyo.com/buy?
Because I do need to get going on this. I'm a graphic designer and I have my own business and I have several clients and everybody's needing this desperately. And I just never get into doing it because I don't know how to do it. So I guess, yes, it's just taking it step by step and just starting.
Awesome. Hopefully this makes it easier for you. So, Liliana, I'm excited to have you on my special training call next week. So you'll get your bonus email later today. And welcome to the Heyo family. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You bet. Awesome. So, folks, if you have any other questions, please go ahead and pop them into the GoToWebinar questions panel right now. I'm just going to take a moment to have a quick drink of water. I'm looking at the time. Holy cow, it's 3:15 Eastern. So I'm going to grab a quick drink of water and just see if there are no other questions before I sign off. Whew, okay, guys, I'm back. We got a bunch more people still on the webinar, so feel free to pop those questions in, folks. In the meantime, I'm going to just double check and see how many of these bonus offers we've got left so I can be up to date here and accurate with what I've got happening. All right, folks, we are down to just one more. So we've 9 out of 10 are gone. If you're in the process of checking out, do not fret. Do not fret. We're going to go ahead and honor. I'm going to go ahead and honor your checkout, so don't worry about that at all. But we've got one left. One left. I hate to limit that, but I have to. Unfortunately, there are only so many of these blog posts we're able to write for folks. Okay, Cam asks a great question. Cam says, I don't have many fans on social media. How well do these contests work in terms of ROI when targeting cold leads on Facebook? Two things I'll tell you, Cam. One is that don't forget that if you've got your if you're leveraging those fans you already have as a marketing force, which is a best practice, then then you can you're going to pick up more leads that way. Okay, so that'll help a little bit. And then the other thing I tell you, Cam, is that Facebook ads are a great channel to use, but they've got to be really well targeted. You've got to be really thoughtful about who you're targeting with those Facebook ads and about your offer. Okay, Catherine says, can we give away downloads or sweepstakes from affiliate offers? I don't know the answer to that question, Catherine, to be honest with you. So Laura is having trouble checking out. Laura, I'm happy to honor those bonuses for you. What I would suggest is use a different email address if you have one to sign up. Or what you can do is if you just pop your phone number into the GoToWebinar questions, I'll give you a call after the webinar. Karen says, thank you for an engaging webinar. Have to leave for another appointment coming up. Okay, we probably all have to leave for another appointment. Last round of questions, folks. Cam says, do you take PayPal? Cam, we take all major credit cards. All major credit cards. So last chance for questions, folks, to be answered live here on the spot. I'm going back through the questions that were asked. I may have missed some of them. I tried to get to as many as I could. All right, I want to say hi to one other person here. I want to say hi to Eddie real quick, if I can get Eddie on the phone. Eddie, I've unmuted you. Are you there?
I'm here.
Eddie, thanks so much for joining my webinar, man.
I don't usually do this, but I was impressed. So
okay. Wait, you don't usually do what?
Do online signups.
Okay. All right. Well, I got to hear what impressed you then. I mean, was the content helpful?
Yeah, I just need a way to market my training company.
Okay,
and
great.
I thought this might be the way to do it.
Okay, great. Well, fantastic. Yeah. I always say that smart marketers test. And so I think it's, what I hope to do with the webinar today was give you guys a strategy that you guys can try. And again, smart marketers test, they try new things and they until they find channels that work, and then they obviously exploit those channels as much as they possibly can. But awesome. Well, I'm glad you found value in the webinar, and thank you so much for joining the Heyo family.
Thank you.
Awesome. I'll let Eddie have some peace now. Well, guys, if you're having trouble checking out, or if you're in the process of checking out, that's okay. I'll honor your checkout. If you had trouble checking out and message me your phone number, I will give you a call. So don't worry about that. And to all of you, I just want to thank you so much for joining the webinar today. It's been a lot of fun. You seriously have been a great audience, very engaging. You gave me lots of great feedback throughout the webinar. I always really appreciate that. So thank you again for joining. And until next time, we, keep marketing, keep trying, keep working hard for your business, and I'll chat with you next time. So long.